Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is episode 258 of the world famous Universally Love, the best podcast on 123 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, we just call this here Shindig Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Tuesday, April the 20th, 2021. I am your host, Tony Rizano. I believe I said that already. I just wanted to plug my name in one more time because I can. All right. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to veer off into a different subject. Today, we are going to talk about the cancel culture and all that jazz. Okay. Now, the reason why I bring this up because I saw earlier in the day, I had a whole subject on email I was going to do. Then I thought, you all know email. Hell, write emails, write them every day, get better at them. I mean, come on. So today we are going to talk about cancel culture and why you should overlook all this kind of nonsense and just focus on yourself at the end of the day because it's most of it's foolishness. All right. So I was reading this article and then I saw the news and I saw these people, they were talking about boycotting Home Depot. Why did they want to boycott Home Depot? Because Home Depot has not came out against the voting law that they passed in Georgia. I think a couple weeks ago. Now, me personally, I don't know much about the voting law. I know it's supposed to suppress minority voting. I believe because the last election there's a lot of people voting because we were in a pandemic and a lot of people had the chance to be home and a lot of people had a lot of time and people had the chance to mail in the vote. So now they passed the law. I myself don't know the law verbatim. I live down the street from a couple voting places, so I will always have the opportunity to vote. So it doesn't affect me as much. But, it affects people, that live out. If you have to drive out, because they're taking away some different voting boxes, different places where you can drop off your votes and all that kind of stuff. But, nonetheless, it's a law. And the first thing I saw Will Smith. He said he was not going to shoot in Georgia. He's going to pull out of Georgia and go take his movie to Louisiana. And I thought, oh, okay. And so they had some people that are like, we're not going to shoot any movies in Georgia. And I thought to myself, now, that's great and everything. But look how it affects people that work in Georgia, that do film in Georgia. Because a lot of people now have probably moved to Georgia based on the fact that, hey, they shoot a lot of Marvel movies here. They do a lot of TV shows. So you are going to boycott the state of Georgia, because of the governor who is, it's just my humble opinion. He doesn't have much of a spine, if you ask me, because, let's forget about Democrat and Republican altogether. Okay. The governor of the state I live in has no spine because when push came to shove, when the vote happened, and you can't change the vote. You're the governor or not. The vote is what it is. Whether you think it was fake, fraud, or what, doesn't matter. The vote happened. Not that many people are going to try to commit voting fraud because honestly, at the end of the day, who cares about who's the president? The president in the United States doesn't affect you as much as you think. You know what I mean? We still have to get out here, and because you and I are looking for independence. You and I are looking for entrepreneurship. So I don't care about who's president. It doesn't matter to me. The tax laws are going to be the tax laws. There's a million ways. Matter of fact, I got 2 books that talks about tax laws, and you can find different ways to, I'm not saying cheat your taxes, but you can find different ways, different avenues to pay less taxes. So that doesn't affect anybody at the end of the day. President, doesn't matter who the president is, because they're always going to have laws that you're going to like, and they're always going to have laws that you don't like. So that doesn't matter. So they passed this voting law, and so Will Smith put out his movie, but he's like, oh, we're going to do this. But what about the people? these people, they don't think, it's good for headlines, it's good for clicks, don't get me wrong, but they don't think about the people that live in Georgia that now, you started this movie and they probably got hired and now they're going to lose work because, they can't, you're boycotting or whatever, some goofy voting law, which if you think about it, if you if you want to vote, nothing's going to stop you from voting. Don't get me wrong. If you have to drive a little bit further, drive a little bit further. If you have to get another ID, get another ID. But you will vote. It doesn't, if you really want to vote, you'll find you will find a way to vote. Trust and believe that. And we know why a lot of people voted. These Republicans in Georgia, they are reacting to why the people voted, but we know why a lot of people voted. A lot more people vote during a presidential race than they do any other race. You know what I mean? Which is kind of sad in a way too, because you should be more worried about you should be more worried about your local laws than the state laws or even the federal laws, because the local laws have more of an effect on you than the federal laws. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. So they pull out their movie. They don't think about how it's going to affect the people in Georgia and all that kind of stuff. And now you have people wanting to boycott different businesses that don't come out against the voting law. Like first they was talking about boycotting Coca-Cola, which, why should Coca-Cola come out and have any kind of stance on the boycott law? And the same as now they want to boycott Home Depot. They want to do a nationwide boycott of Home Depot. And it's like, why should Home Depot, if you and I ran a company, why should I come out and condemn any kind of voting law, anything like that? We are running a business. And I'm telling you all this because eventually you will start this online business and you will have it will be a success. Believe that. You have to believe that it will be a success. And then people are going to turn to you. People are going to look to you as a leader, and they're going to ask you questions like, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And it doesn't matter if you know about it, if you don't know about it. People always want to know your opinion. It's like when you see people on TV and they're like, "Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?" The person on TV might be a complete idiot, but they still ask their opinion. Why? Just because they see them on TV. I don't know. But people are going to ask you your opinion for this, your opinion for that. But if if I was you, it's just like the vaccine. People like, they have this thing on Facebook. I saw you can post, I got my vaccine. And it's like, if you get your vaccine or not, who cares? At the end of the day, that's your prerogative. You want to get a vaccine, you don't want to get a vaccine, I don't know and I don't care. Because I'm not gonna be around, I'm not gonna be hanging around people like that until next year anyway. So it doesn't bother me whether you get a vaccine or not. Doesn't affect me any. We can always Zoom, we can always FaceTime, you can always send me a picture. Doesn't matter. I'm the chance of me seeing anybody in the year 2021, slim to none. You know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere because you should already know. It's like, hey, and then people are upset about the vaccine. They're like, oh, the vaccine, I got the vaccine, I shouldn't have to wear a mask. They already told you that just because you get the vaccine doesn't mean you are free from COVID. If you get the vaccine, then you they reduce the chances of you dying from COVID. I believe. I believe that's the whole point. So if you want a reduction in the chances of you dying from COVID, then get the vaccine. But if you don't want to get the vaccine, continue to wear a mask, continue to wash your hands. I don't know. Who cares? But people always want to know, did you do this? Did you do that? And it's just like, the more content you produce, the more you get out there. And if you share your opinion on something and somebody says, "Oh no, I don't agree with your opinion," don't be one of these people to start. Don't be one of these wishy-washy people that start flipping and flopping and saying, "Oh no, 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 I changed my mind." If you say something and then you mean it, then stick with it. Don't be one of these people that are worried about cancel culture and all this kind of stuff. It's like, you see these people, they just did a verdict on George Floyd. Now, you'll see some people and they're they're really defending the police officer who had his knee on the guy's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. However long it was, too long. When you see these people really trying to defend it, and it's like, okay. And you'll see people arguing with these people about, police this and police that, and it's like, listen, let's all not be idiots. There's no, when people say they want to defund the police, don't be a complete idiot. Nobody means just take away all the police officers. People love to spin stuff how they want to spin it. Everybody knows what you mean. Do police officers need more training, proper training? Of course. Should police officers stop attacking black people? Of course. Nobody nobody wants to defund the police. You know what I mean? Like, and you see these people and they're like, oh no, I think the police are doing a great job. He should have did this. He shouldn't have did that. It's like, doesn't matter what he did. Doesn't matter to me, in my opinion. It don't matter at all what he did. He doesn't deserve to have somebody's knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It's ridiculous. And people are really trying to justify it. It's like, you got to be kidding me at this point. You trying to justify, it's like one act. Nobody's badgering the whole police. Nobody's saying 99% of the police officers are crap. No, there's good police officers, but this guy was obviously not a good police officer, you know what I mean? But people want to, and then that's another thing. This incident happened, and then people are all upset about the boycotting and this, that, and they're like, I don't think they should boycott. And it's like, well, pick a lane, and ride it out. You don't think that people should boycott, but the people boycotted because they were upset because the guy, the police officer had his knee on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It's like, come on. But people will argue the point, and people are like, no, I'm gonna get you canceled or whatever. And it's like, they have an opinion. If that's their opinion, then God bless them and just move on. Don't sit there and, if we all have different opinions. I see things from my side I see things how I see them. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see them how you see them. Hey, you might think that the officer was in the right to have his knee on the guy's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Am I going to tell you to stop listening to this podcast? Of course not. Listen all you want to, but we would just have to agree to disagree. You know what I mean? And I think it's ridiculous, but you could think it's ridiculous too. But that's just the nature of the beast. And I say that to say, when you creating content, and you will have days where you want to talk about other things besides email marketing and affiliate marketing. Don't get me wrong, this stuff is important, but at the same time, things like this are also important, because when you like I told you yesterday, you're creating a business. You are creating a business for yourself. So people will come to you and people will ask you your opinion, and you will give your opinion about whatever you want to, and you could talk about whatever you want to, and don't be afraid, and don't be, don't you don't have to sit on the fence. You don't have to be, hog tied to, you know, you don't have to think you're saying the right things. Don't be timid. Don't be one of these people who are like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna, if that's how you feel about a certain subject, then go ahead and just say it. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, people are not gonna like you regardless. Unfortunately for you, not all of us are liked. There's probably somebody right now saying they hate my guts. You know what I mean? There's probably somebody right now saying I hate that guy guts. Now, I hope if you're listening to this podcast, I hope you don't ever say that to anybody, because at the end of the day, it's you only have one. You only have one life. Listen, you only have one life, and to worry about canceling people, and to worry about, you know, oh, they didn't like what I said. It's kind of silly to me, but that's just me personally. I don't really care about what people think. I don't really care about, if they are going to like me or whatever, and it is what it is. Because people will find if you have orange hair, people will be like, I don't like that guy because he has orange hair. I don't trust anybody that has orange hair. And it's like, what? And it's all kinds of reasons why people don't like you. But you just have to overlook that kind of stuff, and you just have to push forward. And the whole cancel culture is silly, and it's just nonsense. And I'm telling you for a fact, you would do many videos, you would do many a podcast, you would do many of things, and you will say something that somebody doesn't like, and don't apologize for it. You say what you say, and sometimes we try to say things and we, phrase them the wrong way, or things come out wrong. You know what I mean? So don't worry about it. If you say something that you really didn't mean and you want to apologize, then by all means do that. But if you say what you mean, but you didn't mean any harm, just say, hey, I said what I said. It is what it is, and move forward. Don't always find yourself apologizing to everybody about everything. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to say what's on your mind. Don't be afraid to state your opinion. If you believe in something, then go for it. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make this episode about that. Don't because it's so silly to boycott all these places and try to boycott all these. If you want to go to Home Depot, God bless you. Go to Home Depot. I'm not boycotting Home Depot because they didn't want to come out about a voting bill. You kidding me? Come on. I just went to Home Depot yesterday. You know what? I had a nice time, so I'm gonna keep going to Home Depot. And yeah, and if you think that the police officer in Minnesota had every right to have his knee on his neck, then God bless you too. I mean, kind of nuts. So I wouldn't let you come to my house, but God bless you. Whatever. But you have an opinion, you have an opinion. Just come out and say it. And of course, we all know the more these days, a lot of stuff is more personality driven. So it's better to have an opinion about something than to be milk toast. So we're gonna close out this episode with just don't worry about don't don't worry about people. Just keep doing what you do, and everything will work out. All right. So that's it for this episode. I think my wife is calling my name. It's dinner time around here. And we'll be back tomorrow with all new episode. We will talk about something to do with affiliate marketing. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.